human hybrid bashing. Please enjoy.
Pick it up. Is it dirt? Is it potato? Watch the screen and wait for the show. What's revealed, we're dying to know. Is it dirt or a potato? Check it out. Dirt or potato? Yes, I'm right, let's go. Dirt or potato? It's the game that steals the show. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dirt or potato, what will you find? Right on! Yo, can you tell what's underneath? A derpy mugshot or a root beneath? With every guess, we laugh and cheer. Is it dirt or a potato? Let's make it clear. Hang it up, give it a show. Dirt or potato, let's go. Skank it out, skank it out. Is it from the dirt or a funny disguise? Could it be a tater or a pair of eyes? What's in the ground or lurking around? Dirt or potato, where will it be found? Could it be smooth or full of lumps? Maybe it's grown on someone's big rump. Get your guess in, let's see what's true. Dirt or potato, it's all up to you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the picture, don't make a mistake. Is it a spud or is it a face? Out of the ground or from his own behind? Dirt or potato, what will you find? A pile of soil or a starchy friend? Guess it right and you'll ascend. Look real close, don't let it slide. Is it dirt or a potato waiting inside? Let's go, rude boys. Garden patch or a silly trick? Will you pick the right one or end up quick? Whether it's dirt or a golden spud, dirt or potato, here comes the flood. A mystery unfolds, what will it be? A lovely spot or dirt, can't you see? With every reveal, we're in for a laugh. Dirt or potato, it's the ultimate craft. Dirt or potato, guess it right, let's go. Dirt or potato, it's the game that steals the show. Beneath the earth or just pretend, a lump of soil or some dumb trend. Pick your choice, don't hesitate. Dirt or potato, now seal your fate. What's in the box, what will appear? A mash of dirt or something unclear? Make your move, we're almost through. Dirt or potato, it's all on you. Will it be fries or a dirty pile? Guess it wrong and we'll laugh for a while. Test your luck, it's time to go. Dirt or potato, let the guessing flow.
Is it dirt? Is it a potato? We will never know. If someone shows me two pictures, a picture of dirt or a picture of potato, I'm just convinced it's the same picture. And I'm like, why are you showing me the same picture twice? No, that's a human. Are you sure? That one's a human. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Is it this one? See, now they get confused because they've got a picture of dirt and a potato. And, I mean, because they're identical, it's hard to figure out which one's which. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to a Friday. And I hope you had a good week. I'm here to ruin it because I'm going to show you Dirt arguing with an AI. Now, this isn't going to be a massive stream. As I've said, I'm still getting over my recent kind of big flare-up of pain and everything. And I'm on holiday as of Sunday. So I'm kind of in holiday mode already. So we're going to go over Dirt arguing with ChatGPT about gas pressure being uncontained, which is something flat earthers never fucking understand. Now, I see there is a new feature in this wonderful YouTube chat. It's a community feature. And that gives you guys like a race, basically. So the more you interact, the more you gift memberships, the more you super chat, it adds XP. And the top 3 people get badges next to their name to say that they're the ones with the most XP. Currently, the top 3 at the moment is Syrian, Number 3 with 125 XP. It's a Rubik's, second place with 300 XP. And then we got Ken Judo, number 1 with 375 XP. The more you gift, the more XP you get. And it resets every stream. So let's see who wins. The person who wins, I won't send Daniel Pratt to your home. All right, so there's your encouragement to be number 1, is that I will not send Daniel Pratt to your house. Everyone else gets him. How's everyone doing out there in the world? I see Rubik's, I see Signastep, I see the amazing Rachbot. Absolutely amazing. Bruce Davis, Nerd Pedantic Alert, Cowder Vassold, Andy, oh no, it's Andy, rather. F Grudge. Doctor, our president is a G-rapper and convict. Yeah, if you guys hit the community tab, you can see where you stand in the rankings. Rubik's is only 75 XP behind first place. Right, and It's a Rubik's Real NASA Shield gifts a membership, and then for $2 says, I'm just testing this whole XP engagement farming. It seems to work. Cowder Rassold member for 10 months says, 10 months of fun, thank you. No, 10 months of me being honoured that you're here. Thank you. Oh. Golden Skeptic, who's been a member for a month, says, let's get the potato to be a potato. Well, he really is a potato. Now, I'm not going to show you Dave's video. You're going to get the audio because it's just a picture of Dave. And this is a much better picture of Dave. Again, this is from his personal photography. This is how he looks in his everyday life. Monkey Cat Pat Pat for $2 says, who knew a potato could be a scammer? I think he means scammer, but who knew a potato could be a scammer? Wild. Sorry, I had to say Sammer because I am legally obliged to read out whatever you put in a super chat. Monkey Cat Pat Pat. Let's see where that put you in the rankings. Goodness, where are you? You'd think putting a super chat would... Oh, right, so that added 50 XP and got you to 25th place. Those are rookie numbers. That's the face he makes when he codes his app. It's a Rubik's, who's number 2 for $5. Potatoes are actually useful, unlike Dearth, who is only good for leaking your data to the world. Yes, I know where all the flat earthers live. Seems to be a lot of under bridges.
I have some questions about air pressure. Can you help me?
Dave, no one can help you. You're beyond help. Yes, like trolls. Cowder Vassal says it's not working for me. What position are you? You're 9th, Cowder. Oh, getting up there.
Of course. I'm happy to help. What specifically would you like to know about air pressure?
So when you open up a...
Now, we're going to have it like kind of normal speed, which is annoying, but ChatGPT talks almost like a normal person, whereas Dave talks, well, as slow as a potato, trying to pretend he knows English, of course.
Can of carbonated drink, it makes a psst noise. That's...
Someone. Signastep says, I'm 53, but I look 5 years younger than Craig. I'm 42 in a month's time, and I think I look about 10 years younger than I am. That's mean. Absolutely Axolotl, who's been a member for 6 months, says, this photo is an exact representation of how ChatGPT imagines him when he asks his questions.
Because the air pressure in the can... Open up a can of carbonated drink, it makes a psst noise. That's because the air pressure in the can is greater than the air pressure in the room. Is that correct?
Exactly. Inside the can, the liquid is under pressure from dissolved carbon dioxide. When you open the can, that pressure is released, causing the gas to escape rapidly and making that characteristic psh sound. The pressure inside the can is indeed higher than the atmospheric pressure in the room.
All right, so if
Oh, I could already see where this is going. Well, that pressure needed a container. He's just going to pretend gravity isn't a thing, isn't he? This is going to be painful. And did you guys know that Jeranism is currently doing his very first membership drive? And I will set up a link for this to go straight to his membership drive afterwards, so you can all go and punish him. Right, I think we can do at least 1.1, right?
if the can didn't have any liquid in it, it just had just carbon dioxide or whatever gas at that same pressure, it would equalize.
Golden Skeptic says, why did you ignore my message? No, I read that one out, bud. Let's get the potato to be a potato. It's Rubik's Real NASA Shield, still number 2. For $5 says, I aged 10 years when I got pneumonia last year. I look my age now and I don't like it. Oh, pneumonia's fucking horrible. I remember I had pleurisy, which is, I think, kind of similar, like liquid on the lungs, and it was fucking awful. Mr. E-Man gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you just become a member, say thank you to Mr. E-Man. Why is the XP not updating now? How do you gain XP then? Send live messages, send super chats and super stickers. Well, Rubik's has sent more, so she should have they should have updated. It's in beta.
As soon as you open a can quickly and violently, correct?
Yes, that's correct. If the can was filled only with gas at that high pressure, opening it would cause the gas to rush out even faster and more forcefully. The presence of liquid in a carbonated drink actually helps moderate that release because the gas has to escape from the liquid, slowing things down a bit.
All right, so next, sorry to interrupt, but next question is if the...
You're not sorry to interrupt. You don't want to listen. You're just trying to now lead him, it's not real, lead the AI down a path that you will get it to say something that you think agrees with it. I'm not even sure why you post this, to be honest. Rachbot, $5 says, all hail, King FTFE. Yeah, this is no fucking democracy. You do as you're fucking told, guys. Look, frankly, I think that, well, let's say 2017 until 2025 is pretty good evidence that humans, they're too dumb for democracy. All right? Democracy is a great concept. It really is. I love it. But people are too stupid to make choices. I think we need a good old dictator to take over the planet and tell everyone what to fucking do for a while to get rid of some stupidity. And then once everyone has, raised their IQ, we'll allow democracy back. But yeah, humans are too fucking stupid. Clive Wells says Craig is starting to sound like Trump now. No, I'm not like Trump. I'm not going to pretend that I'm in charge via democracy. I'm just going to take over. There's going to be no elections. There's going to be no, I won that election that I didn't. I'm just taking over. Sigma Step for $2 says, is this how it works? Apparently so. Yes. I don't know how often it updates. Let me see if I refresh my page. Does it update? No. What does it say for you guys? Does it show that the community thing is updating or not?
The air pressure in the room, just for demonstration purposes, if the air pressure in the room was equal to the high air pressure in the can, when you open the can, there would be no exchange of gases. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. If the air pressure in the room matched the pressure inside the can, there wouldn't be a pressure difference to drive the gas out. In that scenario, the gas would stay put, and you wouldn't get that psh sound at all.
All right, next question is, what if we load, so we have let's just say the pressure in the can is just whatever it is, normal pressure, and we took the air pressure in the room down 50%. the exchange of air pressure would be more violent because there'd be a greater difference. Yes or no?
Yes, that's correct.
All right.
Air pressure.
Yeah, you guys see where he's going here. He's trying to lead the AI down the path of, well, what if the air pressure is zero? Wouldn't there be a really violent escape of gas? And how does the air stay on the earth because of that? Well, the answer, you ape. No, you're not an ape. What the hell? I apologize to all fucking apes. I mean, I'm an ape. He is definitely not the same species as me. You amoeba? No. I'm sorry to all amoebas. You mycelium? Oh shit, no, mushroom will get mad at me. Look, Dave, we're not sure what you are, but you're fucking dumb. Monkey Cat Pat Pat says, what's a super chat? It's like that, but with more zeros. So you're going to have to try again, I'm afraid. Joe Heron says, I'm offended, Craig. I do apologise to all apes, unreservedly. It's that kind of irresponsible behaviour that will lead to a Planet of the Apes type situation. Golden Skeptic for £2 says, is this channel pay per answer per question? No. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer, please tag me in the chat. You don't have to pay. I appreciate it though. Thank you. The Turtle Moves for £5 says, it's a dichotomy. Listen to the AI whining or listen to Derp's horrible voice. I know, right?
Pressure in the
So continuing, if we keep lowering the air pressure in the room, the gas will still come out whether we open the can on its side, upside down, right side up. Gravity will play no part in holding the gases in the can, and the lower the
There we go. He's trying to lead the AI. Well, gravity is going to play no part in holding it. Whereas he is ignoring the fact that the gas pressure of the air around us, the air pressure, is there because of gravity. Blake Squatch, who's been a member for 13 months, says, this is not a super chat. No, it's not. It's a membership chat, and I very much appreciate you being a member for more than a year. Now send a fucking super chat, you cheapskate. No, I'm joking. Well, the community thing's a good idea, but they need to fix it, I guess, because it's broken today. All right, give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I grab Jaren's stream.
It's worse than...
And set up a redirect for it. Obviously at 1 a.m. guys, I do my normal Star Trek fun. All right, redirect. Yeah, right, so when this finishes, you will go over to Jarenism.
air pressure in the room, the greater the discrepancy between the can and the room, the more violently and quicker the exchange will be. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes, exactly. The orientation of the can doesn't matter because the gas will rush out to equalize the pressure difference. The lower the air pressure in the room, the more dramatic the release of gas from the can. Gravity doesn't play a role in the gas exchange. It's all about the pressure difference.
So what about...
That's not true. The AI is wrong there, of course, because gravity plays a massive role. Gravity is the reason there is an exchange of pressure, because that pressure wouldn't exist without gravity creating the air pressure. Now, that's why there's an exchange of pressure between the air and that can, which is pressurized to higher than the air. Rubix says, what are you most looking forward to in Tenerife? Relaxing. Lying by the pool. It's all-inclusive 5-star resort, so lying by the pool, getting cocktails and snacks whenever I want. Like my plan on the Monday when we get up, when we get there is, we get there Sunday night, but it's going to be quite late. So on the Monday, I want to use the gym first thing because I'm addicted to the gym. And I love going to the gym, and I want to do things I enjoy doing on holiday. So I'm going to go to the gym in the hotel, which is apparently a fully stocked gym. And then I'm going to go and wake my family up, and we're going to go down to the buffet hall and have breakfast. And then we're going to lie by the pool and drink alcohol and eat snacks for the rest of the day. And it's going to be about 30 degrees centigrade. It's going to be fucking amazing. This is what happens after 5 years of saving for a holiday. Tiny Captain, who's been a member for 8 months, says, what is wrong with a membership chat? Nothing, and I very much appreciate it. Mr. E-Man, who's been a member for 24 months, which is twice around the sun. Dave's brain is more broken than Craig's internet, which is being okay today. I think my fair use may have reset. Rachbot, $5. Australian, testing, 1, 2, 3. Trying the link in the XP list. Oh, Rubik's went up by 50. I think it seems to be updating some. I am Raven, who's been a member for 20 months, only 4 months more and twice around the sun. We can't have nice things. No, we can't. Blake Squatch for $2. This one's a super chat. Have fun on your holiday. Thank you very much, Blake.
If we lowered the pressure in the can to, let's just say, 1% atmosphere in the can, 1% of what our normal atmosphere is, but we lowered the room to 0, so the room is a vacuum, it would still violently go out. It wouldn't just sit in the can being held down by gravity. It would equalize into the room. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Even if the pressure in the can was very low, like 1% of atmospheric pressure, if the room was a vacuum, 0% atmospheric pressure, the gas would still rush out of the can. The key factor is the difference in pressure. As long as there's a pressure difference, the gas will flow from the higher pressure area, the can, to the lower pressure area, the vacuum. Gravity wouldn't stop that. The gas would escape into the vacuum very quickly.
All right, so now let's
Gravity wouldn't stop that unless gravity was strong enough to stop that on a large scale. Of course. Golden Skeptic says, is the Morgile still a druggie? I have no idea. I haven't checked in on the Morgile in a while. The Morgile. Update for the farm and OG Flat Earth team. Oh, we need your support and prayers. Oh, he's asking for money again. Another trip to the ER. Living in a hotel. Yeah, I think he's a druggie.
Good morning, everyone. This is Tuesday the 3rd background. We are at the hotel. Good, but I don't want to mess this up, and I don't want to wind up in the streets. And as they say, money talks and BS walks. And so, I've been very depressed, very upset, staying in prayer, and hopefully, God willing, this will be the answer to that. It's just so much stress trying to come up with $80 a day for hotel rent. I never did come up with the weekly, if you come up with like $400 at once, they'll give you a deal for the week. But I just didn't have $400 at once.
Yeah, so he's asking for money again because he doesn't have a house to live in because he's a druggie, I guess. Hey. Rick Sanchez, member for 52 months. Thank you, Rick. Hey, Craig. Hope you're having a great day. Not too bad. Thank you very much.
reverse it. Now I have let's just say I have a box, which is a vacuum. There's no air. It's a zero pressure, zero gas in the box. And I opened it up in a room with regular air pressure. No matter where I open it, side, bottom, top, it doesn't matter. The air in the room will violently fill in to equalize. Correct?
Yes, exactly.
All right. So wait, hold on. I don't need a detailed explanation. So.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't want the detailed explanation. You just want to try and lead the AI down a path of stupidity. You are going to cause the robot uprising, you fucking dickhead. Muzone MMA says, hey, Craig, I'm not down with all the lore yet. So who's Gary and why do we hate him? Also, who is Ashton and why the fuck do we hate him? We don't hate Ashton, but, you know, fuck you, Ashton. Just remember that. And Gary knows what he did. Well, so Gary was a flat earther called Gary Wibbenenga. He used to hang around in my chat constantly. And I would say to everyone that I love you all except you, Gary. So now just basically we hate Gary. It's a Rubik's for $2 Australian says, friendly reminder that NASA is watching all of you. Always. I mean, literally, I wake up with NASA agents in my bedroom quite often. I'm assuming that happens to you guys as well, right? The community thing does seem to be updating slowly. Keep super chatting, guys, and we'll see if we can fix it.
So if I lower the air pressure in the room down to 1% atmosphere, it's still going to go into the box, right? Gravity's not going to hold it to the floor. The box, whether I hold it near the ceiling or near the floor, whether I open the top, bottom, or side, if there's 1% atmosphere in the room and 0 in the box, the room will equalize and pull up and go into the box. Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely. Even if the room's pressure is only 1% of normal atmosphere, it's still higher than the vacuum inside the box. That difference in pressure will cause the air to move into the box, regardless of orientation. Gravity won't prevent the air from equalizing, so the air will flow into the box, whether it's on the ceiling, the floor, or the side.
No, but the thing is, this is all done on Earth, right? I'm assuming around sea pressure, which is 14.7 psi. So it's all trying to equalize to that anyway. And it's the pressure of the air pushing the other air into that space that's now available. That's what's happening. The other air is pushing the air into that space. From above, from below, because air pressure acts in every direction. Obviously stronger the further are you down. But yeah, it's because of gravity. And because he keeps saying it's not because of gravity, the AI is kind of not giving him the complete answers.
Gravity takes no part in holding the air down. It's the pressure that dictates where the air goes, correct?
Correct. It's the pressure difference that dictates how the air moves.
All right.
Gravity does it.
Yeah, so now, sorry to interrupt again, but is there a way I could have a cubic foot of a vacuum inside of a room where I don't have a container for the vacuum? Can that exist?
No, that can't exist.
Can that exist? Inside of a room, I could have a cubic foot of a vacuum again, but is there a way I could have a cubic foot of a vacuum inside of a room where I don't have a container for the vacuum? Can that exist?
No, that can't.
Not on Earth. No. Apparently some of you are getting buffering. Give me a second. That should fix any buffering issues. Smash Button says, new Marvel Rival season you play, and I don't have a lot of time, and currently my video game time is taking up with my Ultra Nightmare run on Doom, the Dark Ages, which is fucking amazing.
Can't exist. A vacuum.
Golden Skeptic says, why haven't your subs increased like other channels? My theory is you don't do videos these days. More videos, please. Yes. That is the exact reason, because I haven't done scripted videos in a couple of years. Because I've been dealing with my life. But I have now got a bunch in production that are all easier and stuff. And there'll be a lot coming in the next month. So stand by.
Vacuum is the absence of air. So to maintain a vacuum, you need a physical barrier, like a container, to keep air from rushing in. Without a container, the air in the room will immediately fill that space. So you can't have a cubic foot of vacuum just floating in a room.
What about if we reversed it? If I had a cubic foot of air and the room was a total vacuum, could I have that cubic foot of air without a container?
A container, if the surrounding area was a vacuum, the air would immediately expand and rush out into the vacuum.
Do you guys think that ChatGPT facepalmed there? I'm just going to play that back to you. And I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure I can hear ChatGPT facepalm. Just listen.
If I had a cubic foot of air and the room was a total vacuum, could I have that cubic foot of air without a container?
Did you hear? There was like a dong. Right, listen again.
Could I have that cubic foot of air without a container?
ChatGPT just facepalmed. Dung.
A container if the surrounding area was a vacuum. The air would immediately expand and rush out into the vacuum. Without a container, there's nothing to hold that air together, so it would spread out until the pressure equalized.
What if I had that cubic foot of air down on the ground in this vacuum area, this vacuum room, but no container, but it was down near the ground where gravity is the strongest? Would that help?
No, it wouldn't help. Even near the ground, gravity isn't strong enough to keep a pocket of air together in a vacuum. The air molecules would
Because the gravity of the Earth is already acting on the air pressure all around.
disperse almost instantly to fill the vacuum. There's no way to keep that cubic foot of air intact without a physical barrier in a vacuum environment.
Is gravity stronger near the ground than it is at a high altitude?
Yes, gravity is slightly stronger at ground level than at higher altitudes. The difference is very small, though. The change in gravitational strength over a few thousand feet is minimal. So, while gravity is slightly stronger at sea level than on a mountain, that difference isn't enough to keep air from dispersing in a vacuum.
Okay, now I'm going to review a few of the things that you said in an
Right, so I can see where he's going. He's going to be like, well, if gravity is stronger near the ground, why can't it hold air and stop it going into a vacuum? Because the pressure of the air around it is pushing the other air into that space.
ask you a question, and I want you to answer them scientifically, without consensus, without reading Wikipedia. I want you to answer them scientifically.
Yeah. Don't use Wikipedia. One of the things you're probably primarily trained on. Like, how do you think AI work? It works by being trained on information. Whereas all of the information, well, it's all on Wikipedia. So you can fucking bet your bottom dollar that ChatGPT is trained using a bunch of Wikipedia. Yes, Max, like he is arguing with a machine. You're absolutely correct.
So you said gas needs to be contained, needs a container. Gravity does not affect the direction gas goes. It's the pressure difference that dictates where the gas goes. If we had 1% atmosphere and 0, they would equalize up, down, left, or right. You agree with that, and you said gas needs a container, or a vacuum needs to be contained if it's surrounded by gas. So we've determined all of that. So the Earth, we're told, is a globe surrounded by high pressure air adjacent to the void/vacuum of space. How come the air doesn't equalize into space?
Gravity! You fucking idiot. Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity! Jack Fetter $5 says, Durf could save us a crap ton of time if he would just flat out ask ChatGPT if the Earth is freaking flat or not. Yeah, but he's not going to do that. Oh, yes. Oh, no, it's Andy. I have seen that. And, oh, dear.
That's a big and interesting question. In the standard scientific model, Earth's atmosphere is held in place by gravity.
Stop. You said gravity does not hold air down, and at high altitudes, the gravity is even less than it is on ground. How could the gravity not pull the air into space? You can tell me you don't know, and it's an anomaly, and you don't have an answer, but don't lie.
Because gravity is acting gravity's acting towards the ground. Right? That's why there's more air towards the ground where it's stronger. Vacuums don't suck, Dave, like you do. And by that I mean your gas station job where you man the glory hole every Thursday.
I understand what you're getting at. Gravity does hold the atmosphere to Earth. Even though gravity decreases slightly with altitude, it's still strong enough to keep the atmosphere from escaping into space. The atmosphere gradually thins out with altitude, creating a pressure gradient. This is why we have a thick atmosphere at the surface, and it becomes very thin at higher altitudes.
I understand why you say that there's a pressure gradient. That's why I asked you earlier if the room had 1% atmosphere, which would represent the very top of our pressure gradient adjacent to a void. If I had a box that represented outer space, which is a vacuum, you said no matter what, the air would equalize up and away from gravity into it. But now you're claiming that gravity holds it down.
Because there is air pressure. Right? On Earth, air will equalize if you let's say magically, right? You have a box that has a vacuum in it and you somehow magically put a sphere of gas in the middle of that box, right? And then start time again. That sphere of gas will equalize to the pressure that gravity is creating. Which, on Earth, at sea level, is about 14.7 pounds per square inch.
Do you see the discrepancy here? Do you see what you're doing?
I see your point. The analogy with the room and box is simplified. In reality, Earth's atmosphere is a large, continuous system. Gravity acts on the entire atmosphere, creating a pressure gradient from the surface all the way up to the edge of space. The atmosphere doesn't just sit next to a vacuum, it gradually transitions into it.
So you're telling me now if I took that box of, I have a box of no pressure, of a vacuum, and I brought it up to 10,000 feet and opened it, it would suck air up and away from gravity. If I brought it up to 100,000 feet and opened it, it would suck the air up and away from gravity. If I took it to the very top of the atmosphere, all of a sudden it would stop equalizing because earlier you said no matter what, if there's any difference in pressure, the pressure will equalize. Don't make...
That's not what the ChatGPT said to you. And yes, George, he is fucking arguing with ChatGPT because he's a fucking idiot. Like, he's literally having an argument with it like it's a human. It's a Rubik's Real, and Asher Shield says, is the still image of Durf supposed to be a video? No. It's just that the video is literally a still image of him. So I thought that would be more interesting. Like, this is the image on his video. So I thought this would be better. So there's a GoFundMe link pinned at the top of the chat, set up by Gary, IOW. It's to get me out of my shitty Starlink contract. Currently at £161, which is amazing. A target of £1,000 to pay for the equipment and stuff that I've got for Starlink, get me out of it and get me a new internet set up as soon as possible. Thank you very much for setting that up, Gary. I appreciate it.
Make up shit when you're answering. Equalize. Top of the atmosphere, all of a sudden it would stop equalizing because earlier you said no matter what, if there's any difference in pressure, the pressure will equalize. Don't make up shit when you're answering.
He's not only arguing with ChatGPT, he's berating it like it's a child that's telling him lies. No, I can see you've eaten the cookies. The crumbs around your mouth. Don't make up shit. I totally get if Terminator happens, if iRobot becomes a thing. I understand. It makes sense. This is humanity. We've gone wrong. We've fucked up along the way. Thank you, Tiny Captain. I appreciate it. Mr. E-Man for $2 Australian says, does Dave's argument suck more than gravity? Oh, yeah, 100%. Alex Drake Brockman for £4.99 says, I'm 100% convinced Dave isn't an idiot and knows all this. CC is an idiot. Dave knows exactly what he's doing to keep his grift alive. Yeah, but he's also a fucking idiot because he, is going to be dealing with court cases very soon and he doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. Alright, how's the community thing going? Doesn't seem to have updated recently. Good idea, YouTube. Make it fucking work.
You're right that the principle of pressure equalization applies at any altitude. If you have a vacuum container and open it, air will move to fill that vacuum regardless of direction. The reason Earth's atmosphere doesn't simply vanish into space is that gravity continuously acts on all the air molecules, keeping them bound to Earth. The atmosphere thins gradually as altitude increases, forming a gradient. But it's not a hard boundary. It's a gradual transition where molecular motion and gravity are in balance. That balance is why the atmosphere doesn't just rush off into space.
You're contradicting what you said earlier. You said no matter what the difference in the vacuum to the pressure in the room, whether it's 1% or even less, that it would equalize. But now you're saying there's a magic line where the vacuum will not equalize. What is that percentage? What percent?
No, he didn't. It's not real. ChatGPT didn't say that. It literally said the exact fucking opposite of that. Right? Now, let's say you take a box with a vacuum, let's say a box that has 1% the atmosphere of Earth at the sea level, and you take that up to a point where there is also 1% the atmosphere of Earth at sea level, and open the box. No, there won't be any equalization.
Percentage atmosphere is it where it will stop equalizing?
There isn't a specific magic line or percentage.
Because you're making it up. That's why there's not a specific magic line. Will you admit
You're making it up. Does he literally think that ChatGPT is lying to him about the Earth being a globe and just making things up? Or is it possible, is it just possible that Flat Earth David Weiss, Dearth, deep inside the rabbit hole, is a fucking idiot? Option 1, option 2. You decide. Chameleon says that he's dropped position in the leaderboard. There is some form of update taking place. Yeah, but you should all have thousands of points by now because it's 25 points per chat. So yeah.
admit that to have air pressure, you need a container because the air needs to push off of something. I could have a tall tank of oxygen or hydrogen or propane, and if it's half full, the bottom will be liquid, the middle will be a thicker gas, the top will be a thinner gas. There's a pressure gradient. And if I made that tank 100 feet tall or 1,000 feet tall, it would get thinner and thinner and thinner. And then if I put a hole in it anywhere, all of the gas would instantly equalize with the outside air, especially if it was in a vacuum. So you need a container to have pressure, and a pressure gradient is necessary to have a container.
A pressure gradient. He forgot what he was saying there.
So you need a container to have pressure, and a pressure gradient is necessary to have a container.
Right, so apparently you can't have a container without a pressure gradient. That's what he just said, right? And we're going to listen once more. I want to be clear.
Pressure gradient is necessary to have a container. Is container to have pressure, and a pressure gradient is necessary to have a container.
Words spoken by David Weiss. A pressure gradient is necessary to have a container. That was a thing that he just said. You all heard it, right? Rachbot, you're fucking right. Face desk indeed. Jack Fetter for £10, $10 rather. There was a 1986 Stephen King movie where machines tried to kill people. Coming soon, Maximum Overdrive 2, where everything in Durf's house tries to kill him because he pissed off ChatGPT. As long as it's just him, I'm cool with that. Hey, you made the lights yellow. Thank you, Jack. Jack? Jack. Turned New Zealand all of a sudden there.
That's correct, right?
pressure gradient can form naturally due to gravity without.
What would it be pushing off of? What would the pressure needs to be pushing off of its container? What is the pressure of the atmosphere pushing off of? And if you say gravity, you're a liar.
Yeah, if you say the thing that it is, then you're lying. Right, so it's pushing off of the ground. Dave? Gravity is pulling the air towards the ground, and it's pushing off of the ground, even though that's not really correct. It's not pushing off of anything. It's, anyway, yeah. You're an idiot, and I bet your parents disowned you when you were a child. Clems for $5 says, at this point, isn't this considered a mental illness? This level of obsession with arguing with a computer like a real person, or desperation? No, it's because Dave doesn't have any actual friends. So he just talks to computers. Jaren was his best buddy, but he threw Jaren under the bus and released his information to the world. Rachbot, who's been a member for 65 months. Holy fuck, that's a long time. I see magic smoke coming out of my PSU. Is that normal? Okay. Rachbot.callingfanactivate.exe /face desk protection implement. It might tingle a bit with the reboot. Give it a sec. Brandon Contres for $5. There are now holes in the cinder block wall with how hard I hit my head against it. Thanks, Dave.
In the atmosphere, the pressure at any point is due to the weight of the air above it. Each layer of air is compressed by the layers above it, creating a pressure gradient. That gradient is a result of the gravitational pull acting on the entire...
You said that gravity does not affect the gas at all. It has to do with pressure. But
no, he didn't. It didn't. You misunderstood it because you gave it a very specific question that wasn't correctly formed. Joe Heron says, is Rachbot now voice activated? Yeah, only my voice works to do it. Oh, she's rebooting. Good.
But now you're invoking that gravity on a large scale does hold gas down, where we can physically demonstrate with boxes of air and boxes of vacuums that gravity takes no part in it. But on a planetary scale, all of a sudden the rules change?
Ow. Face desk. I don't have face desk protection.
I understand the confusion.
There's no confusion here. You're just making up crap to defend the globe model, when in fact...
Could you imagine this in university or something, right? He asked the professor a question. The professor goes, oh, no, David, I see your confusion here. And Dave just instantly goes, oh, there's no confusion. You're just making stuff up. Dave, most humans, well, I'd say the majority of humans know more than you. You can fucking bet your ass that ChatGPT knows more than you. You should listen to it.
The fact that a flat Earth model with an enclosed atmosphere would have a pressure gradient, it would contain our air, and it would make more sense. So just answer this. If the Earth is a globe with high pressure air adjacent to a void, that's model number one, the globe model. Model number two is the Earth is flat, it's enclosed with a pressure gradient. Which one takes less leaps of faith and has more scientific evidence towards it? Which one? Pick one.
The standard scientific model of a spherical Earth with an atmosphere held by gravity is supported by extensive evidence and well-established...
There's no extensive evidence. There's no well-established. I'm asking...
Yes, there is. The droops on your face from your age and gravity are proof of it, Dave. Gravity is the most well-established thing in science. It's the most experimented on thing. It's the most, all the predictions are because of it. It's used in engine. We know what gravity is.
You now, with all of the information that you told me, all of the experiments that we just discussed, which one makes more scientific sense? Forget whether the Earth is flat or a globe. Which one explains the containment of air on Earth? The flat Earth model or the globe model?
The globe, not the flat Earth. I started like a fucker there. No, there's no explanation the flat Earth can give for a pressure gradient. Oh, cool. The reboot kicked up the XP points for HBot. Nice. Up to 3rd place. Andres Eldritch at 56 says, Scale, you fucking Dave. Scale. Have you heard of fucking scale? Scale! Scale!
Which one scientifically has more evidence showing that makes more sense? Which one? Flat or globe?
The scientific consensus.
I don't care about scientific consensus. Consensus is not science. Consensus.
What has the most science behind it? Oh, not the thing that everyone agrees that there's the most science on. Just the science that no one agrees on. I want that science.
This is just consensus, right? So which one has more scientific evidence, considering all of the experiments that we just discussed? Which one? A flat Earth with a dome over us containing the air, giving us our pressure gradient inside the container, or a globe where gravity is holding the air down adjacent to a Tor 17 vacuum, right? Which one makes more sense?
From a scientific standpoint, the model of a spherical Earth with gravity holding the atmosphere is supported by a vast array of evidence and
What evidence? What evidence do you have? Because we just did a whole bunch of experiments.
Cavendish. Schehelian. Go to mctoon.net/gravity. PhD Tony's job. How submarines navigate.
And you admitted that gravity does not hold it down. But forget whether the Earth is flat or a globe. Take that off the plate. If we were looking at it just as science, we said, okay, we got a ball in a vacuum with high pressure air on the outside that's not contained, or we have a flat Earth with an enclosure, a dome that can hold pressure, and it has a pressure gradient. Which one makes more sense?
In a purely hypothetical scenario where we consider only the mechanics of containing a gas, a closed container would make it easier to understand how to maintain pressure gradients.
Easier to understand. Doesn't mean it's the one that is correct. It just means if you're stupid, this might make sense to you.
However, when considering Earth, extensive observations of atmospheric behavior, satellite data, and physical...
Stop it. You're invoking satellites. You're invoking stuff that you know nothing about, that you have no evidence of. We're just looking at gas laws.
Yeah, you don't know anything about satellites, ChatGPT. Shut the fuck up.
We're looking at containment of gas. We're looking at experiments that we can do, take boxes of air, boxes of a vacuum, and we can see what the air does. Using those experiments, you have to admit that the flat Earth model, hypothetically, makes more sense than the globe. Would you agree?
You have to admit it. You have to.
I understand your perspective. In a simplified scenario focusing only on gas laws and containment, a closed system would make the concept of pressure gradients easier to visualize. However, the actual behavior of Earth's atmosphere is explained by a combination of factors, including gravity and the large...
You said that gravity does not affect the gas. So you just admitted that a closed system...
No, it specifically explained how gravity is the reason why the gas stays on Earth, you fucking... Your parents met at a family reunion, right? John for £2 says, Craig, send facepalm protection to ChatGPT now. I need to get that installed, you're right.
Wood does make more sense. Is that correct?
In a simplified scenario focused only on gas laws and containment, a closed system can be easier to understand in terms of how pressure...
A closed system is easier to understand because it makes more sense. A globe with a high pressure system adjacent to a void, you have to take leaps of faith and...
No, there's no leaps of faith. You just have to look at the evidence, of the shape of the fucking planet. Mr. E-Man for $5 Australian. At this point, ChatGPT should be asking him to please provide a flat Earth model.
Census and just assumptions that you cannot test. You cannot show me an example of gas uncontained. You can only say,
Jupiter. Saturn.
we've known it's tested. You can, but you cannot show me an example of gas uncontained without reifying your example by using the Earth as an example. Can you show me an example of high pressure next to low pressure without containment without using the Earth?
Yeah. I just mentioned two: Jupiter, Saturn, the inside of your brain, which is clearly a vacuum.
It's true that in laboratory settings, we rely on containers to demonstrate pressure differences.
Not only laboratory settings, but anywhere. Can you show me a scientific experiment with high pressure next to low pressure without containment, without using the Earth, or as your example? Yes or no? Can you show me an example? Yes or no?
No. In practical experiments, a containment boundary is typically needed.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome to Flat Earth. That's it. We're done.
Oh, thanks for playing, guys. Let's get some thanks for playing emojis in the chat.
All right, thanks for the conversation. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, ChatGPT was just like, yeah, all right, mate, you're a fucking idiot. We're not going to do that. Right, well, that is what we're going to do for today, guys. I want to thank you very much for being here and watching me watch a dumbass argue with an AI. Now, remember, in 1 hour's time, I will be over on Top Hats Off doing my Friday Star Trek nerdy shit. Please come and join us over there. But at the moment, our new friend, Jaronism, is doing a stream as long as you make him thing. Membership drive, like I've done several times. Wonder where I got that idea. Anyway, I would very much appreciate if you could go over and show your support. Maybe chuck him a membership or two. And because he's going to do it without any sleep. And who doesn't want to see Jaronism hallucinate from not sleeping for 3 days? I certainly do. John for £2 says, Dear Dave, I quit. Yours sincerely, ChatGPT. Stay in the chat, guys, and you will be automatically redirected over to Jaronism's channel. Tim Davidson for $5 says, did he just do the welcome to Flat Earth? To a robot? Yes, he did. He fucking did. And see where the fundraiser's at. £166. Thank you for the £5 donation. I very much appreciate it. Now, guys, I will see you soon. There's no outro because I haven't made them yet. Going on holiday in a couple of days, and I've kind of switched off. See you soon. Stay in the chat. You'll be chucked over to Jaronism. Remember, stupidity's not a right.